So again, good morning to all of you. Now let me just have another screenshot. Okay. Ay, yeah. Sorry. Two 24, 22. Okay. So again, ito yung ating course outline. So we have introduction. So we will talk on issues in crop production and development like climate change and biotech crops. And the second unit will be all about crop production, agriculture, and trade, which starts from food chain hanggang marketing. And Unit 3 is site characterization for crop production. So yung mga factors that affecting crop growth and development as well as production. And yung ating mga production practices starting from land preparation hanggang farming system. So medyo malawak siya. And last time I already presented to you that these are our grading system. So you need to have sa bawat module, no, meron tayong prelim, midterm, and pre-final and final. So we will have 4 modules na merong quizzes and exams, and also laboratory report. No, so but then I only give 3 exams, and quizzes is by unit yon, no, by topic. So that would be all. And for your lab report, which is 40%, ito yung at least 50%, if not all of this laboratory exercise will be accomplished before the end of the semester. So ano itong mga laboratory exercise na ito? As I have said, it was explained here. This is in the end. So I hope some of you have, or if not all of you, have already entered the Google Classroom. No? Ito. Andito yung ating laboratory video guide. No? Ito yung lab report wherein may mga questions dyan on how to answer each of the laboratory exercise. No? Ayan. Let me just edit this one. So okay, most of you si Derly, si Agnes, I guess Renz also, and John Lloyd have you been here last time, no? So laboratory exercise guide. Okay, na-edit na pala to. So, nandito siya, no, ang, yung ating laboratory exercise question. So, ito yung dapat ma-answer ninyo if you're going to write down your introduction. And your objectives is at least, so, kopyahin nyo lang yan, as well as your methodology, but make sure you have to just, pwede nyong dagdagan, elaborate further to be specific kung anong yung ginawa ninyo. And for the discussion, you have to answer this, no? And answer the conclusion. So in this case, since we're going to do the land preparation and land practices, so exercise 1 muna explain ko ha. Although there is also a video to explain that one, and also this video is recorded for you to check again for those who would like to review the video, or yung mga nakamiss ng klase, kasi I know you are more than 40 plus and there are only 5 no who are attending now. So And sometimes it's even more kanang clearer, no, pag naka-recorded na siya, no, and naka-link lang na siya sa YouTube. So, ang una activity ninyo ay land preparation and planting practices. So, these are just among the laboratory exercise na nakalist down dito. Where are we now? Yeah, it's in the course outline pala. So, nakalist down dito. So, you have to plan right away, right now, kung anong crop na itatanim ninyo. So, you have to select any crop because this is general. But in the end, you can also opt for tropical landscaping. Yung kung anong merong, you can do edible landscaping instead also. No, kung ano ang mga halimbawa nasa backyard niyo, or you can just visit a particular farm as a whole, and then you just answer the laboratory exercise. No, otherwise you can also have it in your own backyard. No, so you have to choose one crop as your garden, at saka ano yung mga land prep na ginawa mo, ano yung mga field practices na ginawa mo, and yung mga nursery practices and plant propagation, at and so on, no? Paano ka nag-fertilize, paano ka nag-control ng pests and diseases, no? And so on. So, as you can see in our grading system, your attendance is not actually part of the requirement. Kasi most of you cannot do the online na meeting. Kaya nga we have only limited online, and we are distributing our modules actually by hopefully ma-distribute na siya, meron tayong schedule by next week, so that yung mga hindi makapag-access doon sa class sa ating Google Classroom at dito sa ating online na meeting ay makapag-start na rin magbasa, no, ng kanilang mga module. And again, you can submit your mga mga requirements through here, no? So I guess marami na rin ang nakapag-in, 26 students minus kasi may mga old student ako dito. So most probably minus 3, so meron tayong 23 students na nandito, no? And you are 40 plus. So not all of you, if you can, kapag makapag-enter kayo dito sa Google Classroom, and then you will submit your grades in here, and if ever you cannot submit your grades dito kasi you have technical problem, pwede namang i-drop nyo lang sa SICC, or pwede ring i-message ninyo sa ating group chat, no? And for the grades naman, dito ko lang ilalagay. Ayan, no? This is my view. Iba din yung view ninyo. So, sa grades na ito, so dito ako mag-grade. So, this will be transparent and I will also be available to you, no? Ito yung mas advantage. So, we are now actually done with the course outline. No, and if you have questions or a clarification regarding the course and the requirements, you can also do before we start with Unit 1, which is introduction. So if you review our discussion last time, no, dito, you can just click the link here, the YouTube link, na malalaman nyo anong ginawa pala natin sa first meeting, no. And yeah, so may mga tanong ba tayo or concerns regarding course requirements? Yun yung I just have a little review of what we have done last time. May mga tanong ba? Yes, anyone? So kung wala mo ng tanong, then we can actually proceed na. Okay, to the unit 1, no? Okay. So, in this unit, I told you, for those na wala ngayon, you can always, may mga recorded video na dito, no? For our first topic, which is on biotechnology and climate change, no? Mas nauuna ata ang climate change, no? So, ito yung PowerPoint presentation na diniscuss ko. And then, you can click that, but I also have here an explanation on that, no, on about climate change. So ito yung this 39 minutes. So we will try to that was last year na recording. Ayan. Okay, tingnan lang natin. And by the way, maka-access po mo sa quizzes. Wait lang, pakita ko lang sa inyo ha. Maka-access po mo sa quizzes doon sa sinend ko, no? Wait lang. Open new tab to the right. So anyway, balik sa ta. So if you can see, mayroon siyang have any naghangers siya, no? So wait lang ha. Okay, andito yung mga quizzes natin, no, bawat unit and bawat topic. So like for example, under this prelim, meron tayong quiz introduction at saka quiz sa site characterization na topic. So yun yung prelim module natin. And pwede mong i-download itong Google Doc or pwede rin sa Google Form. Or yun nga, no, isulat nyo na lang and then pwede picturean. Mas maganda picturean ninyo para may evidence kasi baka mawala yung printed ninyo na or written ninyo nga answer doon sa pag-drop ninyo. So, para double na siya, i-PM ninyo sa akin or sa ating group chat, mas maganda or mas maganda din na dito sa Google Classroom ninyo kung ma-access niyo lang, no? Whichever is more accessible sa inyo, no? We will be flexible as much as possible. But then, dito ako mag-grade sa ating Google Classroom. Okay, last time kasi I've tried na Facebook group na doon na i-access ninyo lahat kasi mas socialize yung Facebook. But then in terms of transparency sa grades, so bumalik ako dito sa ating Google Classroom, no? So ayun, binalik ko lang ang ating quizzes. So let's go back sa ating unit 1. Let's just try to watch this presentation that I have last time.
Yes, ma'am.
So what can you say about climate change?
Climate change, ma'am. Bago ng klima ma'am.
Yes.
Yan nakasira din sa ating sa farm. Kaya nang sira sa tawag nito sa farm, may bagyo. Huwag ng klima na sobrang init. Wala nang ma-absorb na water if hindi umulan, ma'am.
Yes, exactly. So you have already idea on what is. Okay, so Any of you who could also say anything about climate change? Would like to say something or share something about climate change? Anyone? Kisa may pinakakuan na to dere. Pinaka-update. Agnes, Renz, Durley, Catherine. Hi, Catherine. Can you speak, Catherine? Or si
Ma'am.
Hi, Catherine. Wala ka last time, no?
Ma'am.
Naka last time, wala.
Wala, ma'am. Karon pa lang, ma'am.
Oo, sige, sige. It's all right. So, for you, ano ang climate change?
Climate change is it defines about our Earth, which is the global climates, for example. About sa ato ang what happened dun sa nahitabo sa ato ang weather.
Okay. So, yun lang. And I thank you. Sige pa.
But also about the damages pud sa mga panghitabo din sa ato ang sa earth.
Okay, very good. So, pang Miss Samal na po nga answer ni Catherine.
Wala lagi ko po.
Wala, ay napakakat.
Tara de.
Sige. Thank you, Catherine, for a very, very good answer, no? Everything is already, I know, mananali mo talaga idea for what is, i-mute pa sa kakat, ha? Kahit sabay yung background. So, let's, again, continue to the video. Climate change. So, now, pag-usapan natin, this afternoon, we're going to talk about umalis na si Jessie. What is climate change in relation to agriculture? So I'm just gonna finish this. I will not really linger more on the presentation because there are videos to explain that, and I'm gonna show you later. So why agriculture is both a cause and a victim? So bakit? Do you know why, Oliver? Jesse.
Ano, ma'am?
Yes.
Asa
Why
ba?
agriculture is both a cause and a victim? Like agriculture, do you believe, yes or no lang ha? Do you believe that agriculture is also the cause of climate change? Do you agree with that? Yes or no?
Yes, I will agree that
Yes.
agriculture is a cause of a climate
Ma'am.
change.
Yes, exactly. And do you know why?
Because it says here, ma'am, that
Ma'am.
via emissions of methane and nitrous oxides.
Yes, very good. And
Ma'am.
and because of yes, Renz, are you talking? Renz? Abinakog si Renz, basig ano lang. Yeah, it's true. It's just being attentive and interacting with the class, not like only, it's not here in our discussion, it's not only so talking a lot, unless if we finish the 14 meetings, then the rest of the videos are just videos about me talking about the subject matter or the lesson. So for now, you are very true, Jessie, no? It contributes by emission of methane and the nitrous oxide. And because of this, it will, in effect, affect the agricultural production, which is dramatically. Because what happens when the temperature gets high, right? when the temperature gets us 50 degrees Celsius. What is the normal temperature now? Oliver and Jesse.
36.
35
35
degree.
degrees Celsius.
Yes.
Ali, tao dito sa tribig.
No? But then, if it
Ano, this?
exceeds, like when you go to Saudi Arabia or in the Middle East, where sometimes their climate
Yes.
gets up as high as 50, 60 degrees, some of our plants gonna die, right? So, if the climate change, because of climate change and its emissions, the temperature gets high and will affect the health of the plants. So in the next slide, you can see here the green gas emissions by sector. And this data was since 2004, which was published in 2007 by Barker and companions. So as you can see, which has the highest contribution or gas emissions? Is it agriculture, forestry, wastewater, energy supply, industry, or what? Oliver.
Wait lang ma'am, tanong ko screen, wala akong screen.
So as you can see here, it's the industry, the blue one, because it has the highest gas emission. So yung mga industry, especially plantation natin, no, yung um
No, 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 no.
plantation which has different production system, like yung mga fertilizer or yung cement and
Pan.
so on. And followed by, no, it's actually the energy supply. This orange, is this orange? Yes, it's the orange one with the highest, the energy supply. Yung burning coal, yung sa atin kasi, sometimes from waterfalls, natural. These are just natural energy supply. But for some, like we generate energy from the coal, so that's 20. They emitted greenhouse gas by 25.9%. So it's the highest, and followed by the industry. And next is by forestry.
Oh, masama sa...
Okay,
Very
forest
good.
areas has higher has higher. Sorry, Jesse, I have to mute you, huh? And I will just ask you to unmute it. So, and the highest, and next is the agriculture. So the main sources of green gas emissions in the agricultural sector in 2005, which was reported in 2007, are the following. So under agriculture, ito na naman ang mga main sources of emission. We have the fermentation, biomass burning, rice production, manure, and the highest is the soil emissions. So you always just go back to every slide when when you got to answer the quizzes, so you always just go back to the slides. So this last years ago, the Philippines have made a climate change agenda with the title the potential role of the academic and the research and development sector by Sanyo. So this is what they made in their presentation. Climate change is now the most cross-cutting policy theme. So around the world, lahat ay naka-attach na sa climate change issues. So under Republic Act number 9729, it's an act mainstreaming climate change into government policy formulations, establishing the framework, strategy, and program on climate change, or creating for this purpose the Climate Change Commission. So, meron tayong Climate Commission by Republic Act 9729. So, ito yung framework nila. So, as you can see in the framework, it's the National Framework Strategy on Climate Change. And until now, we are still mitigating on this. So, as you can see here, their vision is a climate risk resilient Philippines with healthy, safe, prosperous, and self-reliant communities, thriving and productive. Hello, John Ray. Hi. Can you hear me? So there are with the climate change, increasing temperature, changing rainfall pattern, and sea level rise, extreme weather events. So yung impacts and vulnerability niya in the ecosystem, in the food security, in the water resources, even human health, infrastructure, energy, and human society. So with this framework, we are able to adopt this through adaptation strategies like enhanced vulnerability and adaptation assessments, integrated ecosystem-based management, climate responsive agriculture, water governance and management, climate responsive health sector, disaster risk reduction and management, and climate proofing of infrastructure, and even mitigation, no? Like energy efficiency and conservation, renewable energy, environmentally sustainable transport, sustainable infrastructure, and red strategy, waste management. So with with these process drivers, the energy, the transport, the land use change and forestry, agriculture and waste, so we can come up with a sustainable development in the ecosystem with a goal to build the adaptive, especially of communities and increase the resilience of natural ecosystem to climatic change and uh, optimize mitigation, masyadong maliit, but I will read this to you. Opportunities towards sustainable development in the society, economy, and environment as a whole as an ecosystem. So, as you can see here, these are the cross-cutting strategies and these are the means of implementation. So, this is now the action plan of the agenda, which is so I will just have another screenshot bago mawala na pod si ang isa sa inyo for the attendance, okay? CPC. Okay. Determine the total economic value of the environment. Social contract, keeping the promise to alleviate poverty through creation of eco jobs and green jobs. Determine the total economic value of the environment and natural resources as a true driver of economic growth. So take note, bakit kayo nag-agriculture and your role as an agriculturist or farmers are the key drivers, the true driver of economic growth. Preserve natural riches for the benefit of the present and future generation. So if there come a time that you feel like um maybe you have your own farms, you have with you your own farms or may not have, but and sometimes when you feel down with your profession as an agriculturist, always remember that you have all the capability and you have all the interest to, and it is your role to nurture or to preserve the natural resources that we have for the present and future generations. So be proud of that na nag-enroll kayo dito sa agriculture. Right, John Ray? John Ray? Nakamute ka kasi hindi kita marinig. Anyway, so on record, these are the 10 ones. Yes, John Ray. 2005 and 2010 has the highest it must has the highest um temperatures so far. So you can see here by legends and in the Philippines, these are called the climate hazard index. So in Philippines, among other countries, it has the highest hazard index, and because of the rising temperature. So how warm can change in mean temperature would affect us, all all the biological um by living things, no. So by 3.4 degrees Celsius in 2100s, no, if it increase, it is expected to increase as much as that. So if we are like 40 degrees Celsius now, so plus 3.4, so that's gonna be the expected increase in temperature. So what is the projected impacts? So as you can see, may mga impact siya to food, water ecosystems, and extreme weather events risk abrupt and major irreversible changes. So as the temperature increases to 5 degrees Celsius and more, so what happens to our crops? It will fall. Falling
Die.
yields and crop yields. What happens to the water supply, Jenray? Can you see the screen? The water supply, but there is rise in sea level. How come, right? So if the temperature, because the scientists have been explaining this, that if the temperature gets high, the polar regions, the north and the north and south poles, and these are parts of the world that has ice, right? Glaciers. So if it's warm, then it will melt, and that's why the sea level will rise. And with that, the water supply will also decrease. And for the ecosystem, some species may not adapt to the high rising temperature, so they will become extinct, especially damage the coral reefs. So there are extreme weather events that we already have um recently, although it's not here, like storms, forest fires we have forest fires in the earlier of January and February ba yun? Droughts, floods, and heat waves. So yun ang mga mangyayari. And we even have recently um, earthquakes and risk of dangerous feedbacks, abrupt large-scale shifts in the climate system. So to fast track, the next is, wait lang. Okay, so I guess I should stop in this 22 minutes, total of 39 or almost 40 minutes na recorded video. So you can have you can just go back to this video anytime at your convenient time, no, kasi ito naman ay recorded na at nasa link na ninyo, no. So wait lang, nili lang din ako siya okay. So with regards to climate change, through the video na define na natin, we have identified the cause and the effect of climate change. So by the way, we only have less than 3 minutes before time cut off. So it's a limited time only. So if you have questions or clarifications, you may raise now. So after this, pag ma-cut off na ito, it would you would be the one to continue the video na kasi may limited lang yung ating online meeting. And if you have questions or clarification, you can raise it through messages sa ating group chat or sa akin personally, and also next meeting, no, if you want it through the video call or Zoom meeting. So that's all about climate change. Hangers lang kasi ang aking classroom. Okay, so we are 1 minute na lang. Damahan mo. Pagkakarahog open, sorry. So science 1. So dito tayo. We are now here. So besides the recorded lectures like this one, climate change, ang next topic natin, which we will together open and discuss next meeting, is on biotechnology. So, and also please, on your free time, you can watch the link on global warming and the causes of global warming. There's 2 videos, no? If not, and hopefully you have more time. So thank you very much for joining with me at this point, and I hope to see you next week. No, and wala na yung mga pangutana or clarifications regarding our discussion this session. Wala na. Okay, so if wala na, then that would be all. Goodbye everyone, and see you again next time, and have a nice weekend kasi holiday para ugma, no? Okay. Sige, so bye-bye.
Bye, ma'am.